Hello my beautiful makeup lovers, thank you so much for tuning in with me today, and as always a very warm welcome to my channel. Today I want to do a tag video, and it's the unpopular makeup opinion tag video that was originally started by Ola Quinn and NobodysBeautyGuru. I'll link both of the videos down below, and I'm also going to link the two that inspired me in the end to do it, and that was basically the one from Makeup.Just.For.Fun and also from Angelica Nyquist. So I'm also going to link these two down below. It's a tag to, you have how many questions? 8 questions, and I'm going to answer like some questions regarding opinions that in the beauty community might not be that popular. We will see if it's true or not, but that's what we're going to do today, so let's get started. So the first question is popular makeup product that you don't like. I think there are a few that I don't like that are popular, but there's one that came to my mind that was, like, for me also myself, the biggest shock that I didn't like it, and that's the original beauty blender. I really do not like the beauty blender. I don't know what it is. I went once and bought this sponge because everybody was saying like, yeah, you can have beauty sponges and everything, but nothing is as good as the original beauty blender. And I was like, must be true. Because I heard very different people saying that, not just like the big beauty gurus, but also like smaller people that I like to watch. And I went there, bought it with all my money, and then I applied foundation with it, and I was like, well, one moment, I must be doing something wrong. And I was like trying, I don't know, like I had a feeling it was just kind of retaining a lot of water. It doesn't matter how long I left it out to dry, I always had the feeling that it was retaining like a lot of water, not just a bit. And also I had a feeling, I don't know if it was due to this or it was because in general, but I had the feeling the whole foundation process was so much harder to do than with the beauty sponges I usually buy. Like, I'm not even like super loyal to a brand when it comes to beauty sponges, but I just never had any problem. And so I was really like, what? And then I even went to buy a second one because I thought must have been this one, maybe a different one of the beauty blender range will be better for me. I went to the woman, explained in the shop, you know, my whole process, and she was like, oh, that's odd, they didn't work for you? And I was like, no. And she's like, okay, then try this one. I don't exactly remember anymore which kind of styles, and I tried it, exactly the same problem. I don't know what was wrong, and so I spent like 40 euros on a sponge, like on 2 sponges, okay? But it was terrible, and I really don't like the beauty blender. I would say I would not recommend it. Like, not just because it's expensive, but because I can buy one for 2 euros, you know, around the corner at the drugstore that works for me. And maybe it's not the best beauty sponge in the world, but it's definitely better than this, to me at least. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening there. Okay, let's move on to the second question. So the second question is, popular makeup product brand that everyone else seems to hate but you love. So it's not really a makeup product like per se, but it's kind of like a type of how a product is to be applicated, and that's foundation. It's not that this foundation is unpopular and I like it, that's not true, but it does have this kind of applicated. It comes like this. It's like, you know, one that you swatch here, and I did not have to have like a strong opinion on this, and then I bought this foundation and I love this applicator. I love this type of applicator, and I know a lot of people say like, oh, it's not sanitary and stuff like this, but I just wipe it off with some disinfectant spray after I use it and put it back in, and everything's fine. And also I do wash my face before I apply makeup. I don't know, I feel like that's maybe something that a lot of people do. So I wouldn't be concerned in the first place that it gets like discussed like with my germs on my skin or something. I don't know. And it's just me using it in the end. I don't know, like I just don't get the fuss. And I love how this goes. Like, you can apply it on your face already kind of like apply it, you know. I bet I could apply my foundation only using the applicator, you know. Might look weird, but I think it would work. So I really like that, because then I just have to go like really quickly in the morning, bam, 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 and then a bit of puff, 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 and that's it. Not a lot of working it in, mucking it on your hand first, then bobbing in and stuff. I find it's a really effective way of applying your makeup and your foundation, and I really like it. And I know a lot of people hate on this kind of applicator, and I love it. I really love it. So yeah, I guess that's my answer to this question. Let's move on. Makeup collab you didn't like or were not interested in. So this is an interesting question, because I don't know. I'm not specifically having a strong opinion about makeup collabs. I kind of see collaborations also as a normal range extension, even though they're most of the time limited edition. I don't see them as like such a special thing, and they're just a very few influencers or beauty gurus, or I don't know, whatever you want to call them, that would make a collab that I would specifically want the collab because they did it. Other than that, I have a few collabs that I did like in the past. Like I did like, for example, the collaboration between Kathleen Lights and Colourpop, the Zodiac collection. One second, I'm gonna grab it. So I did like the eyeshadow palette they made. That's how it looks like. And I still have this thing on top of it. I don't know, I never take these off. But I really liked that collaboration. I was a big fan of this, and also I bought like one of the lipstick, like What's Your Sign. I really liked that one. And besides that, I'm not particularly looking for collaborations. I don't know if I have to name some to make this video interesting. Like I think everything that the Kardashians kind of collab in always looks super boring, because it's super, super, super neutral, like super nude. Like to a point that you don't even realize that you wear eyeshadow. And I'm always thinking for myself, if you don't even see that you wear eyeshadow, like even if you go up close, I don't see the point of putting some. So that's just probably why I don't like their collaborations. And yeah, if I would have to name one, it would be probably this, but I'm not particularly having a certain different angled opinion on makeup releases if they are collaboration or anything like that. Okay, let's move on to the next question, and that's the question: popular makeup step that you never do. So I was thinking of two, and most of the time, especially here on the channel, I don't do falsies. I do falsies off camera, but I never actually wear them. I just do it to train it, because I'm so uncomfortable with this. I don't know. I know falsies are not meant to look natural, I know that, but I feel like on other people it looks just so much better, like a bit more incorporated, if this makes sense. And I just feel like they're like laying on my lid. It feels it drags down a bit my lid, and I think it still looks weird. I don't know what it is. At this point I watched like a million videos on how to apply false lashes, hacks and tricks, and you know now, you got it girl, and stuff like this. And I really don't. So that's why I most of the time skip this step when I actually put my makeup to go out. Sometimes after I come back, that's exactly when just before I take off my makeup, I do put some just to practice. But I think if I ever get a handle of it, I will actually put them more often. And the second thing that I never do actually, or most of the time, is setting spray. I have here one from NYX, the matte finish long lasting setting spray that I use basically to wet my brushes, because I don't really use it on my face ever. And I do have one that I sometimes use because I feel like I have to use it up, and that's the Urban Decay All Nighter de-slick version of it. And I use that sometimes because I feel like, okay, you have this in your collection and you should use it up, but I don't feel like it does any of the things a setting spray is supposed to do. I don't feel like it prevents my makeup from fading away faster or settling into my lines faster. And I also don't feel like it does like a huge thing of like melting everything together. I don't see that at all. I'm always like, now my face is just wet, and even though if I dry it, I'm like, looks like before. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I really don't enjoy setting spray. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Too much on this question. The next one is popular beauty influencer you don't subscribe to / watch. This is hot shady tea though. Okay. I feel like all the videos I've watched on this tag is like everybody said like, I don't really watch big YouTubers, I'm just watching small ones, blah blah. I mean, that's fine. Don't worry, that came off a bit bitchier than I intended it to be, because I would probably do the same now. I have to tell you that I don't really watch big YouTubers in such an amount if I compare to the amount of channels I watch that are smaller. So I do watch Nikki tutorials. I watch sometimes, once in a while, Tati. I do watch Kathleen Lights also once in a while, and from like in the between like 100 and 1 million subscribers, I watch Soft as Nails. There I actually really watch that. I really enjoy her channel, so it's a channel that I actually would always click on the new video most of the time. And I also do watch Andrea Martillano, because she has really good product recommendations in my opinion. So most of the time when she recommends something, I feel like I'm safe to go with that if she recommends it or if she doesn't recommend it. And that's what I like about this channel. I do have the same feeling with Kathleen Lights, but besides that, I don't really watch any bigger YouTuber in a sense of constantly. If one of the bigger YouTubers will throw out a video that I feel like, oh, I want to see that because it interests me, I'm going to watch it, but I'm not necessarily subscribed to them. So that's it. And yeah, so I am mainly subscribed to channels actually which are between like 1,000 and 50,000, this range is like most channels I'm watching these days, let's emphasize this. These are the channels I'm mostly watching in this kind of numbers. So let's move on. The next question on here is popular makeup product brand that you don't use or support anymore. So I feel like this is a question that I don't really like. I have a brand, let's just say it. I don't like, for obvious reasons, and as many people said in the videos as well, I don't support Kat Von D. But it's not because actually, like, it is because of the obvious reason, but I don't really boycott them because I actually also never bought from Kat Von D before. That's the thing, like, I never bought from them before just because there's so much makeup brands and somehow they never made it into my cart, you know. And now I just have another reason not to start buying from her. So I kind of don't buy from her, but it's not in the same range of like, oh, I used to love her, but now I boycott her. It's not like that. So that's it. And probably I would say I also do not support brands which are like done by people who are a lot in the drama. So where the personality is more in front of the, like, plays a bigger role in a brand than the actual brand and the makeup. So these are brands I usually stay away from. Doesn't mean I boycott them per se, but I try to stay away from them because I don't know, I just feel like I don't give my money to this makeup and rather to this person, and if this person is very drama and dramatic and always like in the shady things, then I don't want to do that, obviously. So that's, I guess, my answer to this question. And let's move on. So, makeup trend that you have no interest in trying. So this is basically, I don't know, like something I'm not really able to answer, to be honest. I think I can try everything once or twice, but to be honest, what I'm most of the time not interested in is like doing this very, very technically high difficulty level makeup trends, like the Batwing liner from that Nikki Tutorials put, for example, like I would probably need like 10 hours to put it like this, and it would even look so worse and so much worse. And yeah, like things that require a lot of details, or you know, painting little clouds on your eyes, like I'm not interested in doing this, not because I don't think it looks good, just because I have also a life that I want to attend to, and I don't have time painting little clouds on my eyes. So that's basically the reason why I'm not interested in this kind of trends. So the last question is, makeup product that was better in theory than when you used it, either swatched better or worked better on others than you. So when I read this question, I exactly knew what I'm going to pull out, and this is this palette. It's the Risk Taker palette from MAC, and I went to store to buy this in the MAC store in Berlin, and this is how it looks like from the inside. And actually I really liked it. I really liked these two pops of color in here. I was kind of refreshing by that time because it wasn't a blue, and I kind of liked how all the shades in here swatched. I was really into that. And you know, the retail person there even told me like, yeah, swatch everything you want, come on. She was even swatching it on her arm as well, because she wanted me to show you how it looks on different skin as well, that it does pick up very nicely. And it did in store, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna look fabulous with this. Well, guess who didn't look fabulous with this palette? It was me, obviously. So it was such an awkward thing, because it does swatch nicely, but I feel like on me, I cannot create a look for my life of it. I couldn't create a look with this that looked good. I was in the bathroom wiping one look off after the other. I was thinking like, what am I doing wrong? Next day, the same thing. Then the day after that, the same thing. So I basically just keep that in here in my collection, because I kind of like the product, but from its whole idea and how it swatches rather than actually looks on me. And I did lean this once to a friend that came over, and she was like, hey, which one do you don't like, so I can lend it once and try it. And I was like, yeah, you can take this one, maybe it works for you. And she said she really liked it. So I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, but the Risk Taker and me are not on a good foot. So that's it. That were all the questions that had to be answered. And let me know if you did this tag maybe and I didn't see your video. I would be very interested. I really loved to watch this tag. I watched it from a lot of people and channels that I normally wouldn't have discovered, but I did through this tag. So that's also the beauty of a tag like this. And let me know in the comments down below, what would your answers be if you didn't do a video or anything like this on it. And please don't feel offended by any of the opinions I stated here. If you are into or not into some things that I mentioned here, it's not against you personally. I don't project my feelings about the product or the beauty community or something on you in this, if this makes sense. Like, it's just about makeup, so let's keep it fun. And yeah, so keep that in mind, but let me know definitely what your answers would have been. I love to talk about these things because sometimes it's really eye-opening and interesting. So yeah, do that, please, go nuts. And please give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of video. Don't forget to check out the videos that are linked down below. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. It would really mean a lot to me, and then I can see you here in my next video. Bye bye!